Didn't you have a train ran on you?
I started getting fucked by grown men when I was 5 years old.
My mother was a crackhead. My father was a crack dealer. My grandpa.
Growing up, I used to have a crush on Nelson Mandela, guys. Like every time when he'll be like, Viva! I'll be like, yo.
My pubes are so bushy right now that they look like black pants. Like, they're so long that they're fully covering my genitalia. And granted, those parts are not that big to begin with, but like my friends took this video of me peeing inside a drain in their parking lot the other day, and they literally thought that like I had pulled down the zipper of like black jeans that I was.
I think we need to know less about each other. We have become way too open with each other on social media, and personally, I've had enough. Whatever happened to the idea of privacy? The allure of the unknown? Keeping skeletons in your closet? Have you ever seen a post on TikTok and after watching it thought to yourself, man, I did not need to see, hear, or even know about that. That shit damn near ruins my day because I've just been involuntarily slapped across the face with very sensitive details about a stranger's life. It's almost as if there's a whole new genre of people on TikTok and Instagram unpacking their trauma for the world to see. And other people see these types of videos go viral and think that if they do the same thing, they'll get just as much validation and attention. People who cry on camera irk me sometimes because you're telling me that you're going through whatever you're going through and thought to yourself, hold up, I gotta set up the camera for this. Not only that, you proceed to watch it back, edit it, post it, and during that whole process, it never occurred to you that you might be doing some goofy shit? Some people even try to argue that if you don't share your life on the internet, then you're not real enough. And I do appreciate honesty and authenticity, especially in the very manufactured world of social media. But we need to have a limit on the amount of things that we can share with each other on these apps. I don't need to know about your family drama. I don't need to know about your wild sexual escapades. I don't need to know about your relationship troubles. I don't need to know about your childhood trauma. Go to therapy for that. Please. Limiting the things that you share with people you don't know on the internet does not mean you're sacrificing your authenticity. It just means that you're aware of what type of information should and should not be posted on the internet. Simple as that. It's crazy to think that conversations that people used to have with their family and friends are now all over the internet for you and me to witness. Whatever happened to only sharing intimate details with our loved ones, your family, your friends? And if you don't have any of those you can rely on, go to a damn therapist. Can't afford therapy? Okay, well then surely you can get a pen and a little notebook and just write all that down. See? Now you got it out of your system and still managed to keep it private. Simple. I think it all comes down to the fact that people need to remember the difference between general information about themselves and information that they should keep private. General information would be, I am however many years old, I have X amount of siblings, I like X type of food. But y'all really be out here on these apps sharing stuff like,
I grew up locked in a basement, suffering severe psychological and emotional scarring when my brother set my parents on fire. From there, I shifted around among a series of mental institutions until I was grown, at which point I buried my brother alive.
And another thing, y'all do understand that potential employers can see this too, right? It's not that hard for them to find any of your social media pages. And people in corporate can find these smallest things to dismiss you. If they find a bottle of Henny in the background of one of your Instagram stories, guess what? You're a crippling alcoholic that lacks any type of discipline to work for their company. And just like that, you're out of a job, buddy. I understand that sometimes we may slip up and share things on the internet without fully thinking it through, whether it be once or during a whole phase of our lives. But if you recognize that that's a mistake you've made, it's never too late to, just stop. People tend to forget that they're sharing all this information with a bunch of random strangers on the internet. Do you really want your personal business out there to be easily accessed by people you don't know? That's a risk to your privacy and thus your safety. And that's why this video is sponsored by NordV. Nah, I'm just kidding. We don't get any sponsors over here. Please subscribe. Even if it's not someone sharing the messed up stuff that has happened to them on TikTok, people still share the places they live, the places they frequent, and overall every facet of their life all over social media. It's like people have lost any type of situational awareness. Digital footprint is real, and I don't think a lot of people keep that in mind when posting anything on social media nowadays. Not only does oversharing on the internet put your general safety at risk, but it also negatively affects your relationships. How should I feel as your partner or friend that every time we have a disagreement, you let it be known by the whole world by throwing shade on your Twitter or your Instagram story? Whatever happened to just dealing with our issues in private? Now guess what happens when we reconcile? People are gonna ask, "Yo, weren't you two just fighting a couple days ago?" And now we both look stupid, all because you couldn't keep shit to yourself. I think the whole we listen and we don't judge trend made this already huge problem reach new heights. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'll be watching some of these videos and I'll be judging. I'll be judging real hard.
Don't judge. I got kids by my uncle. All 3 are his, and my baby daddy think the kids is his. And I tell everybody I don't like men, so I tell them my kids are my nieces and nephews.
Because I don't think that people who post these understand that nobody actually cares or empathizes with whatever you've just revealed. To people like me, it's all just entertainment. And is that what you really want to reduce your life to? Just mere entertainment for others? It's like getting a reality show, except you're not getting paid to do anything. You're just willingly airing out all your dirty laundry for people to either laugh at, judge, or gossip about among the comments. In a lot of instances, this behavior is rewarded, and it kinda sucks for people who want a genuine platform on social media, having to feel like they also need to do all this oversharing in order for their audience to relate to them in some way. It's to the point where people will put a lot of unnecessary pressure on content creators because they feel like they aren't sharing enough of their lives. Ma'am, sir, that person is a human being, not your toy, not your puppet. They can share however much they choose to share about themselves. It's completely okay to share your thoughts on social media, but please, let's remember to maintain the bare minimum amount of privacy. Think clearly before you reveal even the slightest bit of personal information on the internet, because the internet never forgets, and one day that post you put out years ago could come back to haunt you. Or don't. It's really none of my business at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, yo. Yeah, but I saw the and the CDs and you never hear the style like these cause boy, but there are boy, there now got you know easy, rock on papa, 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 we're going to